Welcome on Easy Learning. Now in this part of the video, I am going to read a new poem. In this part of the video, I will only read about poet John Keats, very well-known poet, later Romantic periods poet. If you would have studied about the Romanticism, then after William Blake, William Wordsworth, St. Coleridge, now these writers like John Keats, like Byron, then like P.V. Shelley, these are known as later Romantic poets. So in this part of the video, I will just read about John Keats and I will recite the poem Ode to the Autumn. I hope that you would feel pleasure after going through the video and you can revise them more and more time, as much as or as many time you can do yourself. So without wasting time, I am going to just read. Ode to Autumn, John Keats. John Keats, born in 1795 and died in 1821, one of the greatest of English Romantic poets, was born at Moonfields, London. He studied at Class-Xii School at Enfield. Deeply interested in cricket and boxing, he grew into a voracious reader, especially of Greek mythology. He even started translation of Virgil's Aeneid. His ambition to become a poet was fired by his first acquaintance with Spenser's Faerie Queene. His first poems, Lines in Imitation of Spenser, was published in 1814. His first volume of poetry entitled Poems was published in 1817. His poem Endymion was well appreciated by Wordsworth. It was published in 1818. His odes on indolence, on a Grecian urn, to Psyche, to a nightingale, on melancholy, and Ode to Autumn made him a great romantic poet of English literature. So did Lamia and Hyperion. He died of tuberculosis in 1821 at the age of 26, but within this short span of life, he was able to achieve greatness. His poems and letters have depth beneath their beauty and reflect his awareness of the pains and sufferings of life. To him, a thing of beauty is a joy forever, and beauty is truth, beauty. In the poem Ode to Autumn, Keats describes the beauty and characteristic spirit of autumn in a series of memorable pictures exhibiting the principle of beauty in nature. Ode to Autumn. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless with fruit the vines that round the thatch eaves run, to bend with apples the moss cottage trees, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core, to swell the gourd and plump the hazel sills with a sweet kernel, to set budding more, and still more later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease, for summer has overbrimmed their clammy cells. Who hath not seen thee oft amid that stir? Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind, or on a half-ripped furrow sound asleep, drowsed with the fume of poppies, while the hook spears the next swath and all its twined flowers. And sometimes like a gleaner thou dost keep steady thy leaden head across a brook, or by cider press with a patient look, thou watchest the last oceans, hours by hours. Where are the songs of spring? where are they? Think not of them, thou hast thy music too. While bad clouds bloom the soft dying day, and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue, then in a willful choir the small gnats mourn among the river swallows borne aloft, or sinking as the light wind lives or dies, and full-grown lambs loud bleat from hilly bourne. Hedge crickets sing, and now with treble soft the red-breast whistles from a garden croft, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies.